So congratulations on the new album, though. It's
Thank
just
you.
switching gears completely. So the record came out a couple of weeks ago, and obviously this is kind of a weird time to be putting out records. So I'm just wondering what the experience has been for you guys as a band to put this record out at this time.
Yeah, I guess it's taken a lot more work in a way, or maybe we've had more time to do a lot more work, but either way it feels like we've put a lot into it,
Right.
and we've also got a lot out of it. By the kind of reaction that we've got so far has been like incredible. We couldn't have really asked for like any better reviews, or like, yeah, our fans sort of like messaging us saying like, oh, this is amazing. And so that side of it is really lovely. And I think sort of being forced to do the whole social media thing has in a way brought us closer to our fans,
Right.
because when we never really interacted that much on social media, we were kind of anti it to some degree. But I think you know, like, we're just going with the times. We have to do that, and it's quite gratifying to have that kind of closeness with the fans in a way.
Right. Well, I think we've all had to kind of change our modus operandi. I mean, if you'd have told me a year ago I was going to spend most of my days on Zoom with people all week, you're like, what? What are you? I don't even know what that is. So yeah, stuff has happened. And I'm kind of interested in how the band has evolved since the first album to this one. I know you have a new member in the band, and I get the feeling that you guys really do operate as a band. Like, everybody kind of does a little bit of everything. You switch roles and you kind of collaborate with each other. So maybe talk to me a little bit about that, if you will.
Yeah. So Holly joined, I think in 2018. We wrote the album in 2018 and 2019 mostly. Recorded it at the end of 2019. So yeah, we started swapping around instruments kind of because we just wanted to have fun. We were at the beginning, we weren't super happy, I don't think, with what it took a while to get going, basically. Writing process. And so just for fun, we kind of switched around instruments and just to like experiment. And I think it was that kind of meant that once we started loosening up and not necessarily thinking about making an album, good stuff started to come out, ironically.
Right. Sometimes you have to just take the pressure off yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And so bringing Holly into the band, do you think that was a catalyst for getting things going again?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, as I said, it took a while to sort of find our new sound, I guess, and with Holly in the band, because she was obviously a new member and has a new sound.
Yep.
In herself. And but yeah, Holly brought a lot to the table. She has quite a lot of electronic equipment, so she's got a synthesizer called a Korg Mini Log, which we used a lot. And it was kind of like a new toy for the rest of us, because we were used to like guitar pedals and amps, and she came along with sort of, yeah, like Casio keyboards and like the occasional drum machine, and yeah, and lots of pedals, actually.
Lots of pedals, that's all.
Yeah.
That's good. And are you guys kind of, have you studied music? Are you trained musicians, or is it more of a kind of a punk ethic going on as far as how you approach your instruments?
So none of us are trained on the instrument that we play.
Right.
So Lottie was classically trained violinist, Um, so she's pretty good at violin.
Okay.
That's like a hidden secret. I hope it'll come out on the third album.
Right. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I did like some lessons in piano. Like I did some grades, but only like grade 3 or something. And then ended up playing guitar. But then also
What
now.
drew you to the guitar?
Sorry?
What drew you to the guitar?
I think, well, at the time, it was something that I wasn't being forced to do at school.
Right.
Because I got into my school through a music scholarship. So I was, part of the deal was that I had to do piano lessons. And I think guitar was something that could just be mine. And I was like quite heavily influenced by like bands like Nirvana and The Strokes at the time that I started playing the guitar, when I was about 12, I think. Right. And like Beach Fossils and that kind of indie stuff.
Right. Do you do much air guitar in front of a mirror at all just to get warmed up?
No.
Now you mentioned that the band swaps around a lot, and from what I understand, on the second track on, I think it's Bada Biba, which is also a single, that was indeed the case with that. So do you guys talk about that, or you just kind of pick up instruments as you're going and go, let's see what happens? And what's the process like?
What, with writing a song like that?
Yeah, and just like getting, I don't know what you played on it exactly, but I assume it wasn't guitar.
Yeah, so we all actually play our own instruments on the record.
Right.
So it's like a matter of like creating and teaching each other.
Right.
The parts. So on that particular song, I was playing bass. Was on guitar, sorry, not drums. Right. Holly, I think, was on drums, and Lottie was on guitar or keyboard, I can't remember.
Right.
And then I just started singing like that baddie baddie bat ba, because I didn't have any words in my head. Like I find it quite daunting to sing words like in front of people before I've made them myself at home. So I was just singing that as like a melody that I liked. Right. We ended up just keeping the
kind of a placeholder.
Yeah, and then Lottie wrote like some lyrics over the top of that.
Right.
Which Holly and Lottie sang in the chorus. So yeah, it's kind of like a snowball, really. Like it can start off anywhere, and then it just sort of picks up.
Yeah. And the musically, the band kind of builds momentum as the track goes along to this like big swirling ending. So are you guys playing live in the studio like that, or is it a series of building stuff up?
Yeah, no, that was very much a live thing. I think maybe obviously because there's only 4 of us, I think with the synthesizers that had to be played in afterwards, that couldn't be done live.
Sure.
Because it was always one of us playing the synth on the album, not like a external person or anything. So yeah, sorry, what was the question?
I'm just wondering if you guys do indeed play together in the studio to build this sound, or if you build it up later, one on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think you answered.
It's very much live, but Dan, one kind of key element I feel was the MPC drum machine, which Rosie was using.
Oh yeah.
And so they had a click, and well, not a click, instead of a click, it was a drum track, which was tailored to each song with like tempo adjustments and stuff, tempo changes throughout the songs. And so that was something that was live. So everything was live apart from the synth, but also Dan Carey was sort of doing some live manipulation of the sound as well, because he had a mic whilst, you know, like it was picking up all the amps and the drums and everything, and he'd kind of be like manipulating that through like lots of different effects and pedals, and he also had like a modular synth that he did like lots of weird stuff with live.
Yeah. Now you guys have made a few videos to go along with some of the tunes, and one of the ones, Sad Cowboy is one, The Crack is the other. My understanding is The Crack was kind of directed or put together by Lottie's sister, Molly, is that right?
Yeah.
The crack appeared a long time ago. The people made their way to space. The people made their way away. The people
Yeah. So do you guys enjoy doing that kind of stuff? And is it a good time or is it a lot of work? Masks and costumes and all this stuff.
It's both. It's a good time and it's a lot of work.
Right.
I think with the year that we've had, with like the lockdown and everything, we've kind of been working, you know, quite intensely on other things other than like playing together and playing live. So yeah, we've kind of focused our energy on sort of transforming our aesthetic and working with different artists. So yeah, that video is really fun to make because obviously like Molly is very close to Lottie and the band, and we've kind of tried to keep that with all of the artists that we've been working with, that kind of family feel.
Right.
Because like our really good friend Flo, she did the set design and the photos were taken by Holly, our really good friend as well. So, and the artwork by Toby and Aidan. Yeah, we've put a lot more thought into it and kind of taken control, rather than if you don't do that, we found previously that stuff just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Things be suggested and you don't have a better suggestion, so you go with it. But if you kind of take control, then you can shape how you want to be perceived and stuff.
Yeah. And so when was the last time the band played in front of an actual audience? Has it been a while?
Yeah, a really long time. Yeah.
How does that affect you guys as a band?
I mean, it's a bit shit, obviously. But I think when we are able to play live, it will make it feel all more special.
Right.
Like, I feel like everyone will have such a newfound appreciation for live music.
Yeah.
I didn't even used to go clubbing like before, but now I'm just like, I want to go clubbing. I want to go dancing, you know? Like, I want to be in a room filled with people when it's loud.
Yep. Now I want to touch on one more song before we wrap up. A song called Anxiety Feels, which my understanding is that you were quite involved in the creation of that, and it kind of refers to stuff that you were going through. So if you don't mind, give us a little insight.
I don't wanna be on those pills. Heard they make you numb. Find another way to get my fill.
Yeah, sure. So that song is I wrote when I was kind of having quite bad panic attacks, and I think what I was trying to do is like, because when you're kind of anxious or depressed or having panic attacks, a lot of the anxiety is like in your own mind, and everything is sort of not very tactile, like at all. So I was trying to put into words in like a very tactile way how like the feeling of a panic attack or anxiety made me feel.
Right.
Because for me as well, it's like a very bodily feeling. Like I'd feel like a lack of control with like my hands or my feet. Like I felt like I didn't really control my body. Yeah, so I think I always found it difficult to explain to people.
Right.
And therefore, like I felt kind of detached from like my friends and my family, feeling there was a bit of a disconnect. So by writing it down in like that very tactile way and quite a literal way, I think it was kind of quite a helpful thing.
I was going to ask you if it's therapeutic for you to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you got to feel comfortable with the rest of your bandmates when you present them with something like this, and you guys are working on it together, which makes a band, I guess. It must.
Yeah, I think that was quite hard as well, because you're kind of like, that's kind of almost like something that you'd write in like a diary, and you're kind of opening to first the band and then to like the public. So I still find it hard to, which is actually a Lyrican song. I do find it hard to play. Ironically, I find it hard to play that song because it is so personal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, thank you for talking about it with me. So what's on the horizon for you and musicians in general in the UK? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Are things going to change, or is this kind of going to be this way for a while now, do you think?
I don't know, because can't really tell the future. I wish I could.
Come on, you're a musician. You're supposed to be doing all powerful.
But yeah, I'm kind of optimistic. I mean, we have a tour booked in September, so we must be optimistic.
There you go.
But
yeah. I hope it happens. That'd be great. In the meantime, have you guys been like creating more stuff, and are you working together on something new?
We've been working like kind of separately at the moment.
Right.
Because everyone works, and Lottie works with like vulnerable families. So the right thing for us is to just been to like work on our own, and then next time we come together, we'll be able to fuse all the ideas.
Cool. Well, something to look forward to. But in the meantime, thank you for the album, and thank you for talking with me.
Oh, thank you too. It was good.
Come down and visit sometime. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.